Hello and welcome to For Book's Sake. I am Heather Roberts.
I am Veronica Adams, and we are at least part of 1852 Media.
That's right. And we're having a good week this
We
week.
are. It's
Yeah.
uh still kind of struggling, but not like last week.
No,
My goodness.
last week we were on the struggle bus.
Woo!
Past couple weeks, really. But
Wading through concrete last week, honestly.
yeah. I did make one mistake this week that put Veronica in a bind
Oh my God.
because my brain
You're so
died
funny.
on Monday.
This was more of a minor inconvenience than a huge mistake, but it's a testament to where Heather's brain has been for sure.
Oh my God. I made an error and I caused Veronica more work and I felt terrible about it. So here I am. I literally called her the second that I realized what I
She
did.
did.
And because I was like, I can't put this in an email or a message or something. I need to actually apologize in real time. And she's just like, yeah, don't worry about it. Like it's annoying, but like you're
Shit
fine.
happens.
Um,
Oh, of
but
all of
yeah,
all the things to have to redo, it was a very minor, like it took me, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes. It's no
yeah.
big deal.
Well,
It's
I'm
just
publicly
really funny.
apologizing.
Oh, you're sweet.
But other than that, this week has been good.
Yeah.
I got all caught up on everything
Yep.
and I let my brain rest after that complete fart it experienced.
I mean, in
Swear.
your defense, you tried to take a week off last week, and so you came
I
back to
did.
like a ton of work, and the mental strain of 2 weeks of work sitting in your inbox, right? Like last week's work
Yeah.
that you didn't do, and this week's work that you're facing. I
Right.
mean, it's no wonder your brain was scrambled eggs and mush and ready
it
for
just
a
turned
break
off.
so quickly. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Uh
So,
but yeah, so other than that, we're doing well and
yes.
hopefully you had a good week too.
Yes, hopefully.
I did see a little bit of drama this
Okay,
past week. So on TikTok.
let's unpack it.
So there's a reader, well, a person, a creator, see
Yes.
brain, engage.
Content
There's
creator on the
a
TikTokies. Yes,
yes.
yes, yes, yes.
Her name is Callie is reading, and
Okay.
she's in some hot water because she is alleged to have scammed several authors out of promotions. Um,
No.
yeah, paid promotions. Like they're paying her $600 for, a video or multiple videos or
Unboxing or
whatever.
reviews or
Mhm.
teaser videos or something.
Yeah, and then she's not coming through with it. And then she's using her mother's death or sickness or something. It obviously varied as a,
So the same old author scam
excuse.
has now moved to TikTok, is what you're telling me, because
Yes.
I have like newsletters back in the day, blog tours,
Yeah.
review promotions, book signing events. It's a tale as old as time. I have
Yeah.
something to offer you. I'm going to make you visible or help you find new readers and make money and grow your brand. Give me the cash, and then I don't deliver.
Yep. And she did
Oh,
this to multiple authors. And she also, this is not the first time that she has been in hot water because she is the same person. I don't know if you remember, but a while ago, she was in some hot water because she was doing like book fairy mail and then opening them. So, like, people were buying books for her off of her wish list,
yeah.
and those books were being delivered to her. And then she would be opening them, in
Hmm.
on videos, and it came out that like she didn't actually read any of the books. She didn't really, and she like even like said like she didn't want certain books. And people are like, why are you doing a wish list? Like people are purchasing these books with real money, like their own money, to get to be nice.
To gather dust in a pile or on a shelf.
Yeah. Or maybe she was reselling. I don't know what she was doing with
Oh,
them, but
maybe.
she was not using them. She was not reading them. She was not, and she like stopped opening. I don't know.
That's just
But
wild.
yeah, and people were like, I thought that that was a weird thing to scam people out of
Yeah.
because I'm like, what are you doing with them? Are you reselling them? Like, what is the
Yeah.
point of this other than to just make
Right.
people give you things for free? But if you don't want the free thing, I don't understand what the point is.
Why put something on a wish list if you're not going to read it, if you don't actually want it? Like, is it just
Yeah,
because it's trendy? Like,
yeah. I guess she had another TikTok account before she came into the book
oh,
space
Lord.
and did other similar style sketch-tastic things.
Listen, the
Yeah.
scammer's gonna scam. Like, that's
Yeah,
just all there
grifter's
is
gonna
to it.
grift.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
So people be very, very careful who you work with.
Yes.
Vet them. Ask them
Yes.
who they've worked with before.
Verify
Get
their
a name.
credentials. Get a
Yeah,
reference from someone they've partnered with in the past who's actually pleased with their work. Like,
correct. Like, oh my God, that is so crucial. So
yes.
crucial. Anybody that you are giving money to, talk to somebody who's worked with them and find out, what they thought of the services
Yep.
or who's currently working with them or whatever.
Absolutely.
Whatever. Find out. Read reviews if they have them available online. A lot of places don't,
True.
but
True.
it finds any place of business should be more than happy to give you, 3 to 5
Yep.
references.
Well, and also be careful about how you pay people too. Don't
Oh my
don't put
God, yeah.
yourself in a position not to claw back your money. Like, if you can put it on a credit card, your credit card's probably your best friend in this situation.
Yeah.
And, if you're gonna do the PayPal, don't do friends and family.
Same
Like,
with the Venmo. Why are
yep,
you I will die on this hill. If you have a legitimate business, you should not be accepting Venmo unless it's Venmo business. You
yep,
should not be accepting the friends and family PayPal option.
yep,
There are fees associated with running a business and credit card fees and all of that. That is part of running the business. You get
absolutely.
to write that off at the end of the year. Do I love that I have to pay different percentages? No, don't love it, but it's part of doing business and you work that into your actual fee that you're charging.
That's right.
Okay?
Take it into
You
consideration when you set the price for the service or the content or the work or the product that you're
right.
offering.
And you need to be able to provide your customers a secure way of payment.
Yep,
And that's trustworthy. That doesn't make you look like a scammer, right?
100%.
And it also, frankly, it makes you look like you're not a legitimate business
It's true.
because a legitimate business should be paying or should be invoicing somebody and getting payment that way.
Yes. Yes.
That's how you should be running your
Following all of the
businesses.
basic rules of commerce, like not
Right.
trying to end run around
Yeah.
the costs of doing business.
And there are many different ways that you can collect fees, right?
Sure.
So you can go and shop around to different payment processors and
Yep.
decide which one you want to use.
Absolutely.
So don't just understand, work it into your original fee, whatever that is. And just understand that that's the cost of doing business. If you want to make this a business, make it an actual business,
Right.
do the
Yeah.
thing because the IRS isn't going to look at you any differently. It's a business.
That is for sure. That is
So
absolutely for sure.
you want to pretend you're not, running a business. You are. And the IRS is
Yeah.
going to say that you are. So
But there are some state and federal authorities who may have problems with some of the shady shit you're doing. So
correct. Correct.
you want to steer clear of them.
Yeah. And honestly, it's not great to be using, it's also against PayPal's terms of service for certain things to accept friends and family
Right.
for
Yes.
business transactions. So you can actually have your entire PayPal account terminated if somebody complains.
Right.
So you don't want that in your life. That takes out if that's your main invoicing, which don't use it. Don't let that be your main invoicing. This
For
is my
real.
personal negative review of that invoicing platform. It's good for certain things, not for main invoicing
Oh, I mean,
for
in
a
full
business.
disclosure, at one time, 1852
Yeah,
Media, in its previous incarnation, did use it. But,
yeah.
like,
I There's a reason I stopped using it.
yeah, there is.
So
We don't need to go into that in this episode, but, like, there is a reason you stopped using it for sure.
yeah. But so, just because they're using PayPal for
Mhm.
invoicing does not immediately say that they're a scammer. No,
Yeah, of
I'm
course not.
talking about the asking somebody to, you get the message, oh, can you PayPal friends and family me
Right.
this?
Right.
Like say no. Say
Or
no.
adding on fees without disclosing them, things
Right.
like that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, and I know a lot of people are trying to work around the fees. I get it. Cost of doing business is expensive. That
For sure.
is work it into your fees. It is what it is. So, But yeah, so Callie is reading, not to be confused with other Callies on TikTok, because I've seen other Callies having to make videos saying like, I am not
It's
that
not me.
one.
I'm not the
It's not
one.
one. Which I feel ya, because there was a Heather Roberts that was scamming people at one point for like PR stuff. I actually got
Yeah.
banned from a group I was in. Um,
Stop.
oh yeah. I'm not going to say which one, because I don't think it was malicious, and I never did anything about it because I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got banned from a group because I shared the same name of a person who was being scammy, and I was like very frustrated about it for when that was obviously going on. So I completely
Yeah.
empathize
This is why
with
we can't
those
have
who
nice
are,
things.
yeah, those other Callies on TikTok.
For
This
sure.
one is Callie is Reading was her
Yeah.
official name. And I'm sure you can go on and find it. But
If it's still her name now.
yeah, right. Exactly. There's a lot more to that particular nut, but I'm not cracking it all the way
Yeah.
open, just
Yeah.
enough so you have a taste. So you can go and check it out yourself. But
Just be
me,
careful.
yeah, my main point in sharing this is be careful into who you send your money to.
For sure.
So
And then make sure that you have a way to get it back if you need to.
for sure, for sure. And then speaking of doing business, we
Yes.
wanted to talk about some third party apps today that we find beneficial
Yes. Yes.
that you might as well.
Our top tier support team, the stuff we use, the stuff you can use, things that come highly recommended.
Yeah. And we've talked about this in different iterations before, but I think it's always good to come back around and
Yeah,
talk about these third party apps.
for sure.
So everyone loves Canva, but here's the
Yes.
thing. I just got a notice from them that their price is increasing exponentially, like a fuck ton.
Womp womp.
And I don't use Canva enough to necessarily warrant that. I mean,
Justify it.
I might end up paying it at least for the first year, but
Mhm.
for the business. But I don't know. It's like it's a significant, and it's like $100 a year increase, like from what I read. Is not cheap.
They gotta pay for that AI somehow.
Yeah, yeah. Just a little wild. I use them for pitch decks. I use them for
Yes.
some video stuff.
Yeah.
I don't use them.
I make a lot of video ads. That's basically all I do in Canva, honestly, is the
Yeah,
video ads for our clients. But yeah.
I don't like their photo editor, their photo
Yeah.
creation thing. I don't like it. It's just me. I think it's
Yeah.
just me. Could be you too, Veronica, but I don't.
I mean, I'm not crazy about it, I'll be honest. But
I don't love it.
in Canva's defense, you and I have been using another program for so long that like that's how my brain housing group works
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
Is like the system of the other program that we use. Like that's
yeah.
it's just so much faster because it's what I know.
I think so. It also provides you with different capabilities to do
Yes.
faster.
Yes.
Like the things that I wanna do, I can do them so much faster, and we're talking about PicMonkey.
Yes, we are.
I don't know if a lot of people know about PicMonkey, so
It's crazy. I will see people like threads on different social media platforms, authors and author support personnel talking about like, what do you use for photo editing? What do you use for graphic making? Like, I don't know anything about Photoshop. How do I,
yeah,
should I do BookBrush or Canva? And I'm like, I mean, BookBrush is great and so is Canva, but like, hello, check out PicMonkey. And I think you're
yeah.
right. I don't think a lot of people know about it.
People don't talk about it. They partnered with Shutterstock, so they
That
have
they did.
their own stock imagery that you are free to use
Yep.
commercially
Yes.
as well, not just personal use. And it's I've used them for a variety of things for that, like just
Mhm.
depending what
Sure.
it is. But I love PicMonkey, and I think
Me
it's
too.
because if you are one that likes to do things in Photoshop,
Uh-huh.
or would want to use Photoshop but don't want to use Photoshop, PicMonkey is the happy medium between
It
Canva and
is.
Photoshop.
It is.
It
Yes.
provides more capabilities for editing than Canva does
Yeah.
for photo editing, manipulation. Um, it doesn't
I
have all of the like moderny, bells and whistles that Canva
that
has.
there are a lot of design elements and things
Yeah.
to like stylized items that Canva offers that PicMonkey doesn't have, that's for sure. But like in
Yeah.
terms of actual editing,
Yeah.
PicMonkey has way more functionality.
creating an image from scratch
Yep.
and a graphic from scratch, so much easier to do in PicMonkey than it is in Canva.
Yep, for
It
sure.
just is, at least for me. So I don't know. Removing backgrounds significantly easier in PicMonkey than in Canva.
I don't think I've even fully figured it out in Canva yet, if
Oh
I'm
my
going to be
god,
completely honest.
Canva's really annoying to remove a background, and that they just like came up with that capability like somewhat recently. It was not,
Yeah.
you know. But like I said, I mean, Canva's great for video editing. PicMonkey, not great for video editing. They have an option for video stuff, but it's not it's not great for video editing.
Canva has a lot more templates too, though. If you're like
Yeah.
looking to, if you need someone else to inspire you or give you an idea, a jumping off point, like
Mhm.
Canva's definitely better for that. But like if you know what you want to do, you
Yeah.
just have so much more functionality in PicMonkey, in my opinion.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you were looking for something different and you don't like Canva for some of the reasons that we said,
Hmm.
and you're looking for something else, definitely go to PicMonkey. It's
Yep,
reasonably priced.
for
I
sure.
think it's like I have the highest tier subscription and it's like $100 a year or something like that.
It's
And
nothing.
which is, yeah, barely
It's
anything.
negligible. Yeah,
And, you know, it's great.
yeah,
No issues whatsoever. It's functional. You can put things in folders just the same.
yep,
You can search for things and find it. I really like it. I like it a
yeah,
lot.
for sure.
They've
Now,
increased the resolution size that you can do as well, which I
yes,
love. I appreciate
yes,
that. Thank you,
I,
PicMonkey.
I used to have to use Photoshop to make print ready graphics, print worthy graphics for people, and now you can do a lot of that in PicMonkey because of the resolution
Yeah. Yeah.
increase for sure. And
Yeah.
that's not to say that you can't go out and use, like I mentioned BookBrush earlier, right? Like if you're just looking to
Mhm.
do like mock-ups for your books, you just want to throw some graphics on social or whatever,
Yeah.
BookBrush is a really great option for that because you just upload your cover image file and it will auto populate your options for like an iPad or a Kindle or a
Right.
paperback or a hardcover.
And put them immediately on graphics too.
Yes.
Like,
Yes. It's
yeah.
very easy and intuitive in terms of learning how to use it to make really basic graphics, but
Yeah.
for a more mid-level photo editor that's not Photoshop and not going to lock up your computer all day like an Adobe product does.
Yeah, I was really excited when I got this new computer because I was like, I can use Photoshop again and
But do you?
Illustrator. I
But
actually
do you?
I have used Illustrator recently to
Okay.
do a PNG to SVG. You
Yeah.
have to remember I have a laser engraver, so
Okay.
I use the Adobe products for
Uh-huh.
that. Um and yeah, I do when I make covers, I have found that I have to use Photoshop
Yeah.
to do full wraps because
Yeah.
PicMonkey will mess up the final product even if you
Render.
save it as a
Yeah.
PDF. Yeah. So I have to use Photoshop for that, which is fine. It's not a big deal. You just plug and play. It's all good.
Mhm.
But yeah, not I don't use it as frequently.
Yeah.
I try not to, let's be honest,
I
because
um I use Premiere Pro more than I do Photoshop, honestly,
oh
but that's because
interesting.
I do I think I probably edit more videos than you do.
Yeah, I think you do. I think you do.
So, but
But
yeah,
yeah,
it locks up my computer and I really can't do anything else while it's open because it's a monster of a piece of software.
it
So,
really is. It really is. So, I mean, we love the capabilities,
yeah,
but it is a monster of a program.
for
That is for
sure.
damn sure.
So,
But yeah, so those are probably the big ones for, photo
editing
editing and
graphics and making
manipulation.
graphics and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so. And then otherwise, distribution of ARCs is BookFunnel all day long.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. I mean, that's what we use.
for sure.
Now we also do send to Kindle. We still send. We are old school. Um, I, I know some people still do it as well, but we do send to reviewers who sign up on our Google Forms. Which, if you're a promoter and you would like to sign up for ARCs, please check out our website. They are all
For
listed
sure.
there. We send directly to your Kindle address
Yeah.
for that. But if you're on our ARC team or anything like that outside of that, we use BookFunnel.
Mhm.
Um, I love BookFunnel for their certified ARC program.
Yes.
I also love them for their integration to Shopify. That is
Yes.
so key.
Yes.
and it's
I
so
believe they
simple.
also integrate with several newsletter providers
Yeah.
as well. MailerLite's the only one that comes to mind immediately, but I know there are a few others that they have integrations for. So
They just integrated, I believe, with Flowdesk.
awesome.
I
It's
haven't set
about
it up
time.
yet, but it is about time. It
It's
is. I
about
just heard
time.
that. They do with MailChimp as well.
Yeah.
Um,
You can set
yeah.
up those loss leaders, the reader magnets and things, and start collecting without having to actually export and then re-upload to your newsletter platform. They just
Yeah.
automatically get added when people sign up and take your freebie, which is awesome.
Yeah. It makes
Super
it so much
easy.
easier. Yeah.
Hmm.
And it's just
Yeah.
all automated.
But the Shopify thing, honestly, is, in my opinion, the best feature. Like the integration with e-commerce and the ability to sell ebooks and audiobooks direct.
Yeah.
Just
It's so key.
click of a couple of buttons and BookFunnel's taking care of it for you.
Yeah. And their customer service is amazing.
Unmatched.
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 Yes. They are
I can't say
so
enough good
responsive,
things.
so helpful. So, like, just I don't
Like,
know. The company culture at BookFunnel is just
yeah.
customer forward and it's amazing.
I don't know what customer management system they're using, but
Yeah.
I have never had an email not be addressed from them.
Right?
Like, it is insanely efficient and
Yes.
they're so timely. I, they're amazing.
Yeah. If you get
Yeah.
a user who gets a file, an ARC, or a book that they purchased and there's some sort of issue, or they BookFunnel forwards you that content and lets you
Yeah.
know that they handled the issue for you.
Right.
I would say 99 times out of 100.
Yeah. Like I had a situation where there, for some reason, there was an issue and there we were selling like a full series. But the reader did not receive like three of the books in the
Yeah.
series. And the book funnel person was like, "Do you want me to just manually send these? Like I can do it." And because the client sent it to me because I handle that sort of stuff. And I
Yeah.
was like, "Well, I can manually do it, but the book funnel person's saying that they're willing to do it. So just let them do it, you know,
Right?
like just let them do it." And I was just like amazed. I was like, okay, all right. That's like next level. Like you're
Yeah.
willing to do the extra step, not just
Yeah.
say, like, here's the issue, dump it on your plate. No, we're willing to fix the issue for you
Right.
also.
Right.
Um, it's just
Doesn't
incredible.
get much better than that.
It really doesn't. I cannot speak. I mean, Book Funnel sponsor us, but I cannot speak highly enough about Book
Yeah, we
Funnel.
we really should have put a disclaimer out there before we dove into this that this is not in any way, shape, or form a sponsored episode.
No, not at all.
We're really just singing the praises of the
I
stuff we
pay
use
them
and
money
like.
every month. I am a customer of
Mhm.
BookFunnel. Um,
And
yeah,
it is glorious. Yes.
yeah, and even back, so I have a publisher account with them,
Yes.
and even back when like I used up all of the certified arcs that I had like in my publisher
Uh-huh.
amount
Yeah.
for the month, and I needed more, I emailed them, and they were like, "Oh yeah, here's like 2,500 more." Like they're just so like no extra charge, nothing. They're
Yep.
just like, "Here you go, it's
Yep.
all
You
good."
need more bandwidth. You need the ability to send out more copies or more emails. No
Yeah.
problem. We'll bump you up
So
a level.
if you are trying to decide what you're going to use for distribution of books, cannot say enough nice things about BookFunnel.
Yeah, for sure.
What else? What are other favorite?
Stock photos.
Oh
I think
yeah, stock photos. Let's
we
talk
are
about
both
photos.
deposit photos subscribers just
We
because they tend
are.
to be pretty cost effective compared to everyone else on the market.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what we pay. We pay $420 a
Uh-huh.
year, and we get 30 downloads a month for that.
Awesome. Yeah.
Which breaks out into what? Like, I mean, you don't get to roll them over. So sometimes I forget. And unfortunately, I don't take
That's
all
less
of
than
the,
$20 a month for 30 images a month.
yeah. So they're
Right.
less than $1 a month. So let's do 420 divided by 12. Yeah, it's $35 a month,
So you're paying just over $1 an image.
$1.16. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which you can't find that anymore.
No. Now you
Um,
can if you don't have a big need for stock photos, there are places on the internet where you can get free
oh,
licensed
sure. Sure.
images. Um,
They're just not great.
yeah, if you want more variety, if you need something
Yeah.
specific or you want something illustrated or something a little sexier or something a little more dangerous, you're probably not going to find those kinds of images on the free sites. So a
Unfortunately not.
deposit photo subscription's pretty good for that.
Pretty cost, and I don't know if that deal, listen, I'm not
Uh-huh.
saying that that deal's available for everyone. I think I
Right.
locked in on that deal several years, like years ago.
Grandfathered
And
in at this point.
yeah, I think I'm sort of allowed in,
Yeah.
based upon prior stuff. But
Right.
I know that they do run deals all the time for, like a certain amount of money for a certain
Uh-huh.
amount of downloads, and
Yep.
you can grab those.
I also keep a Shutterstock subscription just for the work I do,
Mhm.
separate from the business. But that's because I find that I have, a need for some more depth in terms of my ability to license stuff, right? Like Deposit Photos doesn't have everything you're going to need.
No, they don't.
And Shutterstock also has AI generation capabilities. You can actually feed their system and they will produce AI content for you.
Mm.
And we have a couple of clients who have authorized that. They don't mind it for promotional purposes. Obviously, they're not
Yeah.
using it for the
For
books that they write,
commercial,
but
yeah,
like,
no, you can't
exactly.
use it for covers or anything like that.
Right.
And it
Right. But
depends, listen, before people go crazy, it depends what you're using it for,
that's
right?
right.
Like, it
That's right.
depends what you're using it for.
Yep.
And it depends what you're creating. You're not creating a whole image. Are you creating a portion of something that you're using in a bigger image, that you just can't freaking find anywhere?
Yeah.
Um, it depends. It depends.
It's
Okay.
it's a it's a very gray area, and
It
and
is.
we our philosophy is just to simply honor the brand management preferences that our clients have for whatever they're most comfortable with. I've had people come to me and say explicitly, under no circumstances whatsoever should we do anything in promotions and marketing related to AI. I don't want to be associated with it. I don't want to, I don't even want the smell of it on my brand.
Right.
No problem. We
No
will stay
problem.
completely away from AI. I've had other clients say, you know what? I need a kind of aesthetic and image that I cannot get from regular stock photos or graphic design. And I need it for a giveaway. I need it for a takeover on social media. I need it for a teaser video. I need it for an ad. Let's go to Midjourney or some other AI image generation platform and see what we can find. Can we get the computers to make one for us that fits this particular need? And I'm okay doing that too.
So we'll see, and we're gonna see how some of this stuff shakes out too.
Yep,
Like with
absolutely.
a lot of this art creation and
For sure.
all of that, because some of it's been stolen, some of it hasn't been stolen,
That's right.
some of it's been, these like free licensed images. If they were just fed into it, then sure, you could create whatever you wanted, right? Like, it's it depends what is the source material and what are you using it
Right.
for and all of that.
Right.
But just to be clear, you cannot use AI generated anything for covers because they are not copyrightable.
That's right.
So you cannot use that at all, for the reasons that we just brought up, because we don't know the source material. We don't know the
Yep.
real owners of anything and who's getting paid what and where, and,
Mhm.
and all of that jazz.
Exactly.
Um, so,
Whether
yeah,
or not
I
it's a
mean,
representation of somebody's likeness or someone else's
exactly.
intellectual property. Yep.
Yeah, there's just so much. So we'll see where it happens. And there's certain instances where other forms of AI, the narration, the authors, want to do AI narration and things like that, sure. But anyway, not to get off of an AI topic, but Shutter, like using these different types of resources. I think it's important to bring it up in the context of imagery, though,
Yeah.
simply because you need to know what you're willing to risk, right?
Right.
Because you have to remember that you're risking this as your business. If somebody were to decide that that wasn't acceptable, you're the one that's at risk for that,
That's
right?
right. That's right.
So you're the one that has to assume that risk if you're
Yes.
willing to take that for your
Yes.
business.
Yeah. And I would never make that decision for someone else. But for the clients who've given me the green light to do limited, fine, let's do it. And I
Right.
find Shutterstock very helpful for that in this particular situation.
Well, Shutterstock
Um,
also has other options too for just
oh, for
general,
sure.
just general
they have
stock photos.
more images, like
Yeah.
actual stock photos and illustrations,
I will
human
say,
created ones.
yeah, human create. I will say my favorite, like they're expensive, and so I don't go trolling on there a lot, is
Yes.
the Adobe stock
Oh god,
photos.
yes, they're
They're
good. They're so
so
good.
good.
They're
They're so
pricey.
good. They're pricey. Yeah. For like one image, you can on the cheap end, you'll be paying like $40 or something like that
Yeah,
on the cheap end.
yeah.
But
You get like 5 downloads a month for like 200 bucks or something.
yeah, but they're good. They're really good. So if
Well,
you're
and
looking
if
for a cover
yeah,
situation, yeah,
exactly. Like in a single image situation, scale up. Go get a higher quality image
right,
from a place like Adobe or um a custom photographer, right? Like,
right.
you
Yeah, I mean, it's
know.
good. That's going to be Adobe's going to be way cheaper than doing photography or
Yeah,
custom
having a custom photo.
photographer. Yeah,
Yeah,
exclusive,
exactly.
I guess I should say,
Yeah. You'll
photo
pay
or even a
hundreds, if
custom
not
one.
thousands of dollars for a custom photo,
Yeah,
whereas a $40 license from Adobe, the big deal.
yeah, exactly.
Um,
So you can vary which ones you
yeah,
want to do.
for sure.
Um,
And
but
there are so many others out there. iStock. Who
yeah,
else?
iStock's a good one.
Um, I'm trying to think of who
Well,
else
and then
I've
like the
licensed in the
free
past.
commercial ones, Pixabay,
Oh yeah, Pexels. Yep. All
and
of
all of
those.
those.
Yeah,
Yeah. And those are good for background imagery,
for
right? If you're
sure.
just looking for something with a background or something like that. People, not so
Not so
much.
much. No. But if you
No.
need a landscape or something,
Yeah. It's
yeah,
great for a landscape. Great for a
definitely.
landscape. Um, and I mean, if you ever need a landscape of Vermont, hit me up. I'm happy to license a photo or two. So, I have plenty of those.
Yeah,
Especially with a barn or something like that.
no kidding.
But speaking of, I think it would be fun to share the story of what I did for two clients this week who are writing a book together. So they're writing a book
The
based,
cutest story.
yeah, they're writing a series based in Vermont, and neither of them have been to Vermont. So they wanted, I live here, and so they wanted to just get the feel. They wanted to, pick my brain. And I was like, yeah, of course you can pick my brain, but wouldn't it be fun if I took you on like a little virtual tour of Vermont? And so my husband drove, we hopped in the truck, and I had the phone, and we were on a conference call, and we drove them around our town, our downtown. We showed them our town hall, our fire station, so that they could get like the real imagery, right? Of
The
what,
quaint charm of New England.
yes, yes. We took them on through a covered bridge.
Of course you did. You
Yeah,
can't miss the covered bridges.
yeah. We went and got a creamy, and they wanted to know, they're asking very pointed questions like, what color?
You're gonna need to explain what a creamy is to most of the
Oh,
people listening.
yes, yes. So a creamy is soft serve ice cream,
Okay.
essentially. The difference between a creamy and other soft serve ice creams is the amount of milk fat that is used in the creation of the creamy.
Oh
It's
Lord.
exceptionally high. It's like 10% milk fat.
It's like the
S-
custard
it,
ice cream debate we have here in the Midwest. Yes.
yeah, it's a
Okay.
lot. They're delicious. And the maple
Listen,
creamy is the most popular flavor of creamy in Vermont, not vanilla. It is maple. So
who
I,
is shocked by that
yeah,
information? No one.
it's honestly not my favorite, but for the purposes of the demonstration in which we were doing, I
Yes.
did order a maple creamy so that they could see like the color and the consistency and like all of
Mhm.
that sort of stuff. And yeah, and we took them down to Burlington and we walked around
Nice.
downtown Burlington. And what else did we do? We took them to a corner store so that they could see the inside of a corner store and like what that is, which is sort of
Yeah.
like mom and pop convenience
Yeah.
stores. Um, and yeah, just sort of gave them the whole lowdown on Vermont. So, I mean, hell, I'll make that a service if anybody is interested in getting a Vermont tour for your Vermont-based books. I'm open to it. It was really fun. It was. And my husband got a milkshake out of the deal, and he was very excited about that. So,
Nice. It's the least you can do for the driver is compensate him with some sort of snack.
Right, right. But yeah, we are friends with people who own sugar works,
Uh-huh.
sugar makers, and people that own cows and horses, and we own goats, and we can give you whatever tours you want. But I just thought it was really fun. I'd never done it before, and I
Yeah.
thought that was just a really fun and different thing that
Supporting
we did.
research and the actual creative aspect of a
Yeah,
client's business, and in this case, 2 clients' businesses, since they're partnering up for this
the
particular
series.
project. Yeah.
And
That's
I
so
love
fun.
Vermont, so it was fun, and it thankfully was a beautiful day because that would have really sucked if it was raining. That would have been a lame tour. Um,
You should have, like, well, no, because then you've got, like, the spoiler situation, but I was thinking, like, you could submit it to, like, the State Bureau of Tourism or the tourism department or
right?
whatever, right? Like,
Yeah.
"We are selling Vermont to non-Vermonters."
And it was really funny because there were obviously people around us
Yeah.
in certain locations who, you know, are not understanding what we're doing. And so I had to be like, I'm giving a tour to friends. Like, I was just like, I didn't know what else to say. I didn't want
Yeah.
to get in the whole explanation. But
Right.
we went. Into a local bookstore.
Perfect.
Yeah, it was so
Perfect.
fun. It was fun. So,
Oh,
highly recommend. That was a really good time. Something I had not done before.
yeah.
Um, so yes.
I would offer my services in the same vein, but there's nothing to look at here except for hogs, cows, corn, and soybeans. So, like,
In Illinois.
yeah, Google it.
Yeah.
Google it.
Vermont's a little different, I think. But um yeah, so that was a fun story this week. Not on topic at all, really, for what we were talking about, but here we are.
For sure.
Um I
For
think
sure.
though those are like the main support when we were talking about like third party
Yeah.
expo. Like those are the main support things
Yeah.
I think that
Well,
we
your
use the
newsletter
most.
provider, right? But we've talked about those ad
We've talked about
nauseum. Like,
those,
we
yeah.
use Flowdesk. We used to use MailChimp. There's nothing wrong
Yeah.
with MailChimp. They're just expensive.
Right.
You've got
Well,
MailerLite, you've got Emma, you've got Mad Mimi, Constant Contact. I mean,
so
the
many.
market is lousy with options for
Yeah.
newsletter providers.
And we've also gone in depth on websites and what we
Yes.
think about websites
And
before, but I don't think
e-commerce. Yeah.
we didn't talk too much about those other ones,
Right.
photo creation and all of that.
Yeah.
Um, and I wanted to bring up ARC distribution simply because I love BookFunnel and I cannot talk about them enough.
I know, right? They're just the best.
They
They're just
really
the
are.
best.
They are. But yeah, I think that covers it for this week. If you need a Vermont tour, you know where to come.
Yes.
And
Heather will show you
truly,
a maple
yeah,
creamy.
I will show you a maple creamy. Well, we can go take a tour of a sugar maker's whole factory and all of
Yeah.
that. It's actually really cool. When we first got to Vermont and we were driving around, we saw these like blue pipes that like in the trees, like in the
Uh-huh.
woods. We're like, what the hell is that? And then we found out
Syrup
that those are
collection.
they're sugar lines. They're sugar
Yeah.
lines. And we're like, oh, that's crazy. So you learn very quickly what everything is and
Mhm.
how it all works. But
Yeah.
anyhow, the fun things you
Indeed.
learn. And until next time, I hope you guys have a wonderful week
Yes.
and a great weekend. Well, we're having a great
Absolutely.
weekend, but
We are.
have a great
You
week.
are especially.
I am, especially. We're going to see Kevin Smith tomorrow night.
So
So,
jealous.
so excited. So excited. We're going to go camp out. But
Fun, fun, fun.
all right, we'll talk to y'all soon.